I've read a lot of articles around the internet talking about how a lot of advertising is already digital. I mentioned earlier it was expected to be about 61% of ad spend would be on digital ads this year. But it's just 21% is going towards programmatic advertising. So there is still a huge runway for growth in this industry. And that is where things are headed. That quote I showed earlier, management believes that all media will be transacted by machines in the future. It'll all be transacted programmatically. So I think that there is a lot of growth in this industry, and I think that should be sort of a high tide raises all ships type situation. This is good for the trade desk, but it's good for a lot of other players in the industry as well. And later on in the presentation, we'll hit some of the things that differentiate the trade desk from its rivals. And so this slide just summarizes what the trade desk does. Its platform is self-service. So ad agencies, it gives ad agencies access to a wide variety of ad inventory. And like I mentioned, that's across mobile devices, desktops, connected TV, social platforms, search engines, pretty much the whole internet. The trade desk is sort of a gateway to purchasing digital ad space. And I believe this 500 billion figure is actually higher now. I think the trade desk platform sees something like 600 billion ad impressions a day. So the company is giving its clients access to a lot of inventory, and it's collecting a lot of data in the process, which just feeds back into its predictive models to make targeting more efficient.
Yeah, that's a crazy number, isn't it? Like, I think the Magnite has a similar figure in their presentation about the trillions of ad requests and impressions that get made across the world on the internet every day. We're talking huge numbers, massive amounts of data, huge audiences as well. This is a huge market.
Right. And having the scale like the trade desk does, the trade desk is the leading independent demand side platform, which just means that it's achieved a greater scale than all of its other independent rivals. And we'll cover what that means. But essentially, independent just refers to the fact that the trade desk doesn't own any content. So that kind of separates it from a company like Google or Facebook, both of which own web content. And so that that scale, it benefits its clients because they're able to choose from a huge array of digital ad space. And it benefits the trade desk because they're able to capture that data, and that enables them to correlate things like viewer demographics with clicks and conversions, so that over time they're able to let their clients know, hey, this ad impression is particularly valuable. There's a very high chance of conversion here, or forget about this one. This isn't worth anything to you. There's not a very good chance that this user is going to take the desired action. So this slide right here, again, it focuses on the fact that the trade desk is an enabler, not a disruptor in the industry. And that has helped it gain traction with a lot of ad agencies. The company had about 875 customers as of the end of 2020. And then this slide hits on one of the differentiating factors for the business, and that is that the trade desk focuses exclusively on the buy side. So I mentioned that it doesn't own any content. And let me explain why that matters. So Google and Facebook, Google owns Google Search, YouTube, Gmail, several other web properties, and then Facebook has its social network and Instagram. And both of those companies, they absolutely dominate the digital ad industry right now. They have over 50% market share collectively. So their business model obviously works, but there's a conflict of interest there. If you're, they have these walled gardens and they're selling their own ad inventory. So they're not necessarily incentivized to help an ad buyer find the best inventory. They are incentivized to sell them the best inventory that they have to offer within their walled ecosystem. And then to make things more complicated, both Google and Facebook actually work with third-party publishers, and that just means suppliers of ad space. So if you have a website or a mobile app, you can make ad inventory through Google's or Facebook's buy-side tools. So now these companies are selling their own ad inventory alongside third-party ad inventory. And again, that just creates a conflict of interest. They're obviously incentivized to sell their own ad inventory. And so the Trade Desk kind of sidesteps that whole situation. The company does not own any content. It does not own any ad space. It doesn't buy up ad space and resell it at a higher price. And it doesn't work on the sell side of the equation. It exclusively focuses on the buy side. So if you're looking to buy digital ad space, those are the types of clients that would make use of the Trade Desk's platform.